21 Keys to Life from an African Worldview by Darnell Ishmel. 21 Keys to Life from an African Worldview is a 3-volume book by Darnell Ishmel that contains a collection of stories, essays, and poems. The volumes are divided into manhood and womanhood, brotherhood and sisterhood, and leadership. Each volume contains 7 keys to life, which are principles that are believed to be important for a fulfilling life, according to the African Worldview. The 21 keys to life are as follows: timeliness, preparation, attitude, honesty, perseverance, repetition, faith, communication, forgiveness, fellowship, discretion, correction, constancy, risk, servitude, deference, creativity, organization, humility, information, meditation, and passion. Each key is explored through a story, essay, or poem that demonstrates how the key can be applied to real-life situations. The collection provides practical and timeless wisdom to help readers lead a more fulfilling life, regardless of their age or stage of development. The stories, essays, and poems in 21 Keys to Life offer insights into how to develop important virtues such as honesty, perseverance, forgiveness, and humility. The collection also teaches the value of community, communication, and creative thinking. Overall, 21 Keys to Life from an African Worldview is an essential read for anyone who wants to learn how to live a more fulfilling and meaningful life. It is a guidebook for those who want to embrace the values and principles that are important in the African worldview and apply them to their daily lives. This project was assisted by OpenAI's GPT-3 language model.
Volume 1, Manhood, Womanhood 1. Timeliness is the key to opportunity. 2. Preparation is the key to success. 3. Attitude is the key to altitude. 4. Honesty is the key to integrity. 5. Perseverance is the key to achievement. 6. Repetition is the key to familiarity. 7. Faith is the key to endurance. Key number 1, timeliness is the key to opportunity. In African cultures, time is often viewed as a precious resource that should be used wisely. This principle is embodied in the saying, "He who arrives on time finds opportunities." To take advantage of opportunities, one must be punctual and make the most of their time. Adebayo's opportunity. In the bustling city of Lagos, Nigeria, lived a young man named Adebayo. Adebayo was known for his love of life and his unrelenting determination to succeed. Despite his many talents and his bright future, Adebayo struggled with punctuality. He often found himself rushing to appointments and missing opportunities because he could never seem to arrive on time. One day, while wandering the vibrant streets of Lagos, Adebayo encountered an old sage named Babatunde. Babatunde was a wise man who had lived a long and fulfilling life, and he took Adebayo under his wing, offering him guidance and wisdom.
"My son,"
said Babatunde,
"timeliness is the key to opportunity. In this fast-paced world, those who arrive on time are the ones who reap the rewards. The early bird catches the worm, as they say."
Adebayo was struck by the wisdom of Babatunde's words and he took them to heart. From that day on, he made a conscious effort to arrive on time for every appointment and opportunity that came his way. His efforts paid off in ways he never could have imagined. By consistently showing up on time, Adebayo earned the trust and respect of those around him, and he found that doors began to open for him that had previously been closed. One day, Adebayo was offered a job at a major corporation in Lagos. The position was highly competitive, but he was chosen because of his reliability and punctuality. He had learned that timeliness was indeed the key to opportunity, and he was grateful to Babatunde for showing him the way. From that day forward, Adebayo lived by the principle that timeliness is the key to opportunity, and he continued to reap the rewards of his newfound understanding. And so, the moral of the story is that in the fast-paced world of modern Africa, those who arrive on time are the ones who seize the day and find success. The name Adebayo is a Yoruba name of West African origin, and it is typically used by the Yoruba people of Nigeria. Adebayo is a compound name made up of two Yoruba words, bade meaning a crown or royalty, and beo meaning joy arrives. So, Adebeo means the crown meets joy or the royalty brings happiness. It is a masculine name and is often given to boys born into Yoruba families.
Opportunities triumph. In the heart of Africa, where the savannas sing, lies a wisdom old as time and as true as the wind. A principle that has guided generations before. Timeliness is the key to opportunity, they implore. Opportunity may come with the rising of the sun, or at the end of a journey when the day is done. But those who wait and dally, they'll never seize the chance, for time flies by like a bird in its constant dance. So be like the cheetah, swift and agile in your quest, pouncing on your dreams before they've had a chance to rest. For a missed moment may never come again, and you'll be left to ponder what might have been. Yet don't be hasty, like the young and impulsive gazelle, for wisdom and patience are the keys to a life well. Strike a balance between speed and thoughtful contemplation, and you'll find that success comes with ease and elation. So heed this ancient wisdom, and keep it close at heart, for opportunity awaits, but only for the timely part. And when you see your moment, grasp it with both hands, for timeliness is the key to fulfilling your life's plans.
Ajo and the meeting. Once upon a time in the kingdom of Ghana, there lived a young man named Ajo. Ajo was known for his intelligence and his desire to succeed in life. He had big dreams of becoming a wealthy and powerful businessman, but he often struggled to make his dreams a reality. One day, Ajo heard about an important meeting of the kingdom's most successful businessmen. He knew that this was an opportunity he could not afford to miss. However, he was also aware that the meeting was being held at the other end of the kingdom, and he had only a few hours to get there. Ajo set off on foot, determined to arrive at the meeting on time. He walked as fast as he could, but the journey was long, and he soon grew tired. As the sun began to set, Ajo was still far from his destination. He started to lose hope and considered turning back. Just as he was about to give up, he heard the sound of a drum in the distance. It was a traditional African drum, and Ajo recognized the rhythm immediately. He knew that it was a signal for a meeting of the local chiefs and that it was taking place nearby. Ajo ran towards the sound of the drum, and soon he arrived at the meeting. The chiefs welcomed him warmly and invited him to sit with them. Ajo was amazed at the opportunity that had presented itself. He listened carefully to the discussions, and soon he realized that his own dreams of success were not so different from those of the chiefs. After the meeting, the chiefs spoke to Ajo and offered him an opportunity to work with them. They had been impressed by his timeliness and his determination to reach the meeting on time. They saw in him the qualities of a successful businessman, and they were willing to offer him their support. Ajo was grateful for the opportunity and worked hard to make the most of it. He soon became one of the most successful businessmen in the kingdom, and he never forgot the lesson he had learned: timeliness is the key to opportunity. The name Ajo is of West African origin, and it is typically used by the Yu people of Ghana, Togo, and Benin. Ajo means a piece or a comb in the Yu language. It is a unisex name, meaning that it can be given to both boys and girls.
Key number 2, preparation is the key to success. A farmer in the savannah once told his son, "My son, when you go hunting, you must prepare well. You must sharpen your spear, gather enough provisions, and scout the area. If you are not prepared, you will not succeed." The same goes for life. Preparation is the key to success. It opens doors to opportunities and helps you overcome challenges. So always be prepared and be ready for success to come to you. And the son grew up to be a wise and successful man, ready for anything. Preparation, a seemingly prosaic term, hides within its simplicity a profound wisdom that has resonated throughout human history. From the fertile soils of the Nile Valley to the bustling metropolises of the modern era, the message remains unchanged: success demands preparation. The concept of preparation is deeply ingrained in the African worldview, where it is seen as a vital component of a life well lived. It is the notion that one cannot hope to achieve greatness without first laying the groundwork for it. This groundwork can take many forms, from diligent study and practice to calculated risk-taking and experimentation. Indeed, preparation is like a seed planted in fertile soil and nurtured with care. It requires attention, patience, and dedication to blossom into something beautiful and worthwhile. It is the embodiment of the adage that success is not a destination but a journey, one that requires preparation and persistence. This preparation can take many forms depending on the individual and their aspirations. It may involve honing one's skills, acquiring new knowledge, cultivating relationships, or developing a strong sense of purpose. Regardless of the method, the common thread is the importance of being ready for whatever opportunities may arise. Preparation is not just about planning for success, however. It is also about being prepared for the challenges that will inevitably arise along the way. It is the mindset of a warrior who sharpens their sword in anticipation of battle, not out of a desire for violence, but out of a desire to protect and defend what they hold dear. In a world that is often unpredictable and unforgiving, preparation is the key to success. It is the foundation upon which great things are built and the driving force behind some of the world's most remarkable achievements. It is the embodiment of the African proverb that says, "If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together." So let us take heed of this wisdom and embrace the power of preparation. Let us sow the seeds of success and tend to them with care so that we may reap a bountiful harvest of achievement and fulfillment. For in the end, it is not the destination that matters, but the journey we take to get there. Success through prep. From Africa's ancient lands of gold, a wisdom tale to now unfold of how to reach life's grand success, with preparation to address. The key to triumphs in the prep, it's where the path to greatness crept. Through fertile soil, one must sow seed, with water and with light to feed. Prep is like a farmer's chore. It takes hard work, a steady bore of plow and hoe to break the soil before the crop will bloom in loyal. So too must we prepare the way before success will come and stay, with skills and talents sharpened bright, and effort made with all our might. For without prep, success won't wait. It needs a plan to make it great, to keep the course when trouble strikes, and overcome the worst of spikes. Prep also helps to chart the course and navigate the rocky source, to make a map of how to win, and build a plan that's sure to spin. Prep is the key, make no mistake, it's the foundation where success will break, it's the warrior's sharpened sword, and the key to unlock reward. So let us take this wisdom ode, from Africa's land of gleaming gold, and use the key to success door, with preparation to explore.
Key number 3, attitude is the key to altitude. A wise elder in the desert once said,
Your attitude is like the wind that carries you. If it is positive, it will take you to great heights. If it is negative, it will drag you down. Attitude is the key to altitude. It determines how far you will go in life and how high you will soar. So always strive to have a positive attitude and let it carry you to great things.
And the people of the desert were inspired by this wisdom and lived with positive attitudes. Tand soars. In the land of the Yoruba, a young boy named Tand had dreams of flying high. He would often gaze up at the sky, watching the birds soar with envy in his heart. But his reality was far different from his dreams. Tand was born into poverty, and his family struggled to put food on the table. Despite the challenges, Tand maintained a positive attitude, always striving to better himself and his situation. He was determined to find a way to rise above his circumstances, to reach the heights he had always dreamed of. One day, a wealthy man from the city came to Tand's village, seeking a young boy to work as his apprentice. Tand leapt at the opportunity, seeing it as a chance to escape poverty and to learn the skills he needed to pursue his dreams. Under the wealthy man's tutelage, Tand learned how to build and fly planes. His passion for flight only grew stronger, and he worked tirelessly day and night, often neglecting his own needs to perfect his craft. His attitude was unwavering, his focus and determination unbreakable. Finally, after months of hard work, Tan's first plane was complete. With trembling hands, he climbed into the cockpit and took off into the sky. The feeling of freedom was overwhelming, and tears streamed down his face as he soared through the clouds. But tragedy struck on Tan's third flight. A mechanical malfunction caused the plane to spiral out of control, and Tan crashed to the ground. His injuries were severe, and he was unable to walk again. Despite the setback, Tan refused to give up. He used his setback as a motivator, redoubling his efforts to build a better, safer plane. His positive attitude and unbreakable determination caught the attention of a group of investors who offered to fund his next project. With their backing, Tan built the most advanced plane the world had ever seen, and he soared higher than anyone had before. His attitude and determination had led him to new heights, and he had achieved the impossible. The lesson of Tan's story is clear: attitude is the key to altitude. With a positive mindset and unwavering determination, anything is possible. Even when tragedy strikes, the human spirit can overcome it with resilience and hard work. Tan is a name of Yoruba origin, which is a language and ethnic group found in Nigeria, West Africa. Tan is a shortened form of the name Babatunde, which is a compound name made up of two Yoruba words, Baba meaning father and Tand meaning return. So Babatunde means the father has returned. Tand on its own is a popular Yoruba given name, and it means the second born child, or one who came after someone else, and it is often given to boys who are the second children in their families. A can-do attitude. Attitude is the key to altitude, a truth that's tried and tested, renewed. For what we think and how we feel impacts the way we act and deal. With positivity and a can-do mind, we soar above and leave fear behind. We strive and thrive with each new day and chase our dreams without delay. But if our attitude's negative and weak, we are bound to stumble and falter meek. Our goals seem distant, our steps unsure, and doubt and worry begin to lure. So let us cultivate a winning mindset and embrace the challenges we must beget. With determination and a hopeful heart, we'll climb the heights and make a start. In African cultures, this is a key: the power of mindset and energy. Our ancestors knew the power of thought and how it can shape what we have wrought. With a positive attitude and an open mind, we can conquer any mountain we find. We'll rise above and soar so high, and touch the sky with wings that fly. So let us remember, in all we do, our attitude is the key to our altitude. With a strong will and a can-do way, we'll climb to great heights day by day.
Tembo's triumph. Long ago, in a village nestled among the rolling hills of Africa, there lived a young boy named Tembo. Tembo was known throughout the village for his positive attitude and unwavering determination. He dreamed of becoming a great farmer like his parents, but he knew that this would not be an easy feat. One day, Tembo's parents took him to the fields to help with the harvest. As they worked under the hot sun, Tembo's parents noticed that their son's steps were faltering and his face was filled with doubt.
"What's the matter, my son?"
asked Tembo's mother. "I don't think I can do it, mother," said Tembo. "I don't think I have what it takes to be a great farmer." Tembo's parents looked at him with concern. They knew that their son had the skills and the potential to become a great farmer, but they also knew that a negative attitude would hold him back.
"Attitude is the key to altitude, my son,"
said Tembo's father.
"You must believe in yourself and your abilities. With a positive attitude, you can accomplish anything."
Tembo took his parents' words to heart and focused on maintaining a positive attitude. He reminded himself that he had been learning how to farm since he was a child and that he was fully capable of succeeding. As they continued their work, Tembo's confidence grew, and his parents could see that their son had the right attitude. When they finally finished the harvest, Tembo's parents were proud of him.
You did it,
Our son, said Tembo's parents.
You overcame your doubts and showed that attitude is truly the key to altitude.
Tembo's success on the farm was celebrated throughout the village. People marveled at his skill and his positive attitude. They recognized that Tembo's success was not only due to his physical abilities, but also his mental outlook. In Swahili, Tembo means elephant. Elephants are highly respected animals in many African cultures, symbolizing strength, power, and wisdom. In some cultures, elephants are believed to embody the qualities of patience, loyalty, and determination, all of which are qualities that Tembo embodies in the story. Additionally, elephants are known for their strong familial bonds. Key number 4. Honesty is the key to integrity. A wise woman in the marketplace once said, "Honesty is the key to integrity. It is like a foundation that holds up a building." Without honesty, integrity will crumble, and so will the building. Be honest in your dealings, and you will earn the trust of those around you. With trust, you will have a strong foundation for a fulfilling life. And the people in the marketplace were known for their honesty and integrity. Imani, truth above all. In the heart of Harlem, there lived a woman named Imani, whose honesty was the stuff of legend. She could not bear to tell a lie, even if it meant putting herself in harm's way. And in a world where deception was commonplace, her unwavering commitment to truth often left her isolated and alone. One day, a wealthy merchant came to Imani with a proposition. He had acquired a precious gemstone that he wished to sell, but he needed Imani to act as his intermediary. He promised to pay her handsomely for her services, but there was a catch. The gemstone was cursed, and whoever possessed it would be plagued by misfortune and sorrow. Imani considered the offer, but ultimately declined. She could not in good conscience participate in a transaction that would bring harm to others, even if it meant losing out on a lucrative opportunity. The merchant was furious and vowed to ruin Imani's reputation, spreading lies about her throughout the community. But Imani remained steadfast, knowing that her integrity was worth more than any amount of money or status. Over time, others came to recognize the value of Imani's honesty. They began to seek her out for counsel and guidance, knowing that she would always tell them the truth, no matter how difficult or uncomfortable. And through her commitment to integrity, Imani forged deep and meaningful connections with those around her, creating a community built on trust and respect. In the end, Imani's unwavering honesty became her greatest strength, a guiding light in a world often shrouded in darkness. And those who knew her were forever changed, inspired by her example to live lives of courage, truth, and authenticity. Imani is a name of Swahili origin, which is a Bantu language spoken in East Africa, including Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. Imani means faith or belief in Swahili, and it is often used as a given name in Swahili-speaking countries. The name is gender-neutral, meaning that it can be given to both boys and girls. It is a popular name among African Americans as well and has been used in the United States since the 1970s. The name Imani represents a positive virtue and can also be interpreted as a symbol of trust and hope.
Mubarak and Jafari. In a land far away, there was a wise king named Mubarak. He was renowned for his wisdom and just rule, and his subjects loved him dearly. One day, he called upon his council of elders and told them of his plan to find a successor to his throne.
I want to find someone who is truly worthy of ruling this great land,
he said.
Someone who possesses the qualities of honesty, integrity, and justice. But how can I be sure that they truly possess these traits?
The elders were silent for a moment, until an old man spoke up. Your Majesty, I have heard of a plant that grows deep in the jungle whose leaves can reveal the true nature of a person. If someone is honest and true of heart, the leaves will show it. But if they are deceitful and corrupt, the leaves will turn black. The king was intrigued by this plant and immediately set out with a group of his most trusted advisors to find it. They journeyed through treacherous terrain, across rushing rivers, and through dense forests until they finally came upon the plant. It was a small shrub with glossy green leaves, and the king plucked one and examined it closely. To his amazement, he saw that the leaf was indeed beginning to turn black. He passed the leaf to his advisors, who each examined it in turn. As they passed the leaf around, each advisor felt a pang of guilt, for they knew that they were not truly honest and just. The leaf turned black in their hands until it came to the last advisor, a man named Jafari. Jafari had always been honest and true of heart, and as he held the leaf, it remained green and vibrant. The king was overjoyed at finding someone with such integrity, and he immediately named Jafari as his successor to the throne. Years passed, and Jafari ruled the land with honesty and justice, just as the king had hoped. And the people of the land lived in peace and prosperity, secure in the knowledge that their ruler possessed the qualities of honesty and integrity. And so the plant with the leaves that could reveal the true nature of a person became a symbol of honesty and integrity in the land of Mubarak, reminding all who saw it that honesty is truly the key to integrity.
Mubarak is a name of Arabic origin and it means blessed or fortunate in Arabic. It is a common name among Muslims and is often given to boys. Mubarak is also used in Arabic-speaking countries to express congratulations or good wishes, particularly during celebrations such as weddings, births, or religious holidays. The name Mubarak is associated with positive connotations and represents good fortune and happiness. Jafari is a name of Swahili origin, which is a Bantu language spoken in East Africa, including Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. Jafari is derived from the Arabic word Jaffa, which means stream or rivulet. Jafari is also a variant of the Arabic name Jaffa, which means small stream or little rivulet. The name Jafari is a masculine name and is often used as a given name in Swahili-speaking countries. It is sometimes used by Muslims, particularly those with East African or African American heritage, and has also become a popular name in some Western countries.
The virtuous old man. In the land of the great baobab trees, where the sunsets paint the sky with ease, lived a wise old man of great renown, whose virtue of honesty never let him down. He walked with his head held high, a gleam in his eye and a heart full of pride, for he knew that with honesty as his guide, he had nothing to fear, nothing to hide. The people of the land would come to him, seeking counsel, advice, and wisdom, and he would always tell them the truth, never deceiving, never aloof. For he knew that honesty was the key to unlock the door to integrity, a virtue that was held in high esteem by the ancestors of his people, it would seem. For they knew that without honesty, one's character would be flawed and empty, and so they passed down this wisdom to guide the people of the land with precision. And so the wise old man, with each passing day, continued to walk the honest way, for he knew that his integrity was priceless, and he wouldn't trade it for anything, not even spices. So let us all remember this lesson so true, that honesty is the key to a life of virtue, and if we stay true to this path, we too can stand tall, with honesty as our staff.
Key number 5, perseverance is the key to achievement. Perseverance and determination are highly prized in African cultures. The saying, with perseverance, even the snail reached the ark, highlights the idea that even the slowest and seemingly weakest creature can achieve great things if they persevere. A wise elder in the jungle once said,
Perseverance is the key to achievement. It is like a tree that stands strong through the storm. It may bend, but it never breaks. If you persevere through life's challenges, you will reach your goals and achieve great things. So always have the determination to persevere, then you will be successful.
And the people in the jungle were known for their perseverance and achievement. Perseverance is essential. From an Afrocentric worldview, the theme, perseverance is the key to achievement, holds a special place in the heart of African culture, as perseverance is one of the most important values that has allowed Africans to survive and thrive in the face of centuries of adversity. In many African cultures, perseverance is seen as a cornerstone of success. It is the belief that if one persists in the face of hardship, one will ultimately achieve one's goals. This idea is deeply rooted in the history of the continent, as Africans have faced countless challenges over the centuries, from colonialism and slavery to war and poverty. Despite these challenges, Africans have managed to maintain a sense of resilience and determination that has allowed them to overcome obstacles and achieve great things.
One of the most inspiring examples of perseverance in African history is the story of Nelson Mandela. Mandela spent 27 years in prison for his fight against apartheid in South Africa, yet he never lost his faith in the cause for which he was fighting. Even in the darkest days of his imprisonment, Mandela remained steadfast in his commitment to justice and equality, and his perseverance ultimately paid off when apartheid was abolished and he became the first black president of South Africa. Another example of perseverance can be found in the work of Wangari Maathai, a Kenyan environmental activist and Nobel laureate. Maathai faced numerous obstacles in her fight to preserve Kenya's forests and promote sustainable development, including imprisonment and physical violence. Yet she persisted in her work, and her efforts ultimately led to the creation of the Green Belt movement, which has planted over 50 million trees in Kenya and inspired similar efforts around the world. Perseverance is also a key component of many African cultural beliefs and traditions. In many African societies, success is not measured by individual achievement but by the collective achievement of the community. This belief reflects the idea that everyone must work together and persist in the face of adversity to achieve a common goal. It is the understanding that a single individual cannot achieve success on their own, but only through the support and collaboration of others. The value of perseverance can also be seen in the African proverbs that have been passed down through the generations. One such proverb is, "A patient person will eat ripe fruit," which speaks to the idea that if one is patient and perseveres, one will ultimately reap the rewards of their efforts. Another proverb is, "Smooth seas do not make skillful sailors," which emphasizes the idea that challenges and obstacles are necessary for growth and development. In conclusion, from an Afrocentric worldview, perseverance is the key to achievement. It is a value that has been essential to the survival and success of Africans throughout history, and one that is deeply ingrained in the cultural beliefs and traditions of the continent. Through the examples of figures like Nelson Mandela and Wangari Maathai, and through the wisdom of African proverbs, we can see that perseverance is not just an abstract ideal but a practical and essential component of achieving success in life.
Musa the Mighty. Amidst the savannah's mighty heat, in a small village called Abutiteri, lived a boy strong and lean. Musa was his name, and he had a dream. To the wise elders he'd say,
I want to achieve great things one day. But how do I get there, or what must I do? Please, O wise sages, give me a clue.
The elders gathered deep in thought, they shared their wisdom as they ought. Said, son, achievement comes to those who seek, then perseverance is the key. Musa heard their words and heeded their call, for he knew he could not falter. He must stand tall. He trained his mind, his body, and his soul. He knew the journey would be hard, his quest his goal. He practiced every day without fail. Through sweat and pain, he did prevail. He ran, he jumped, he climbed each hill, determined to fulfill his will. When he faltered, he'd recall the words of the wise, to never stall. He'd pick himself up and carry on, for he knew it was his path he was drawn. Years went by and Musa grew stronger, wiser, and purposeful too, and in the end, he achieved his dream, became the greatest warrior the land had ever seen. His tale is now told in many a tongue, a testament to what can be done. Perseverance is what made him achieve his relentless pursuit of greatness, his quest to succeed. So when life's challenges seem too great, remember Musa and don't hesitate, for with perseverance and a will to strive, you too can achieve and thrive. Musa is a name of Arabic origin, and it is the Arabic version of the name Moses. Musa is a common name among Muslims and is often given to boys. Musa is also mentioned in the Quran, which is the holy book of Islam, as the Arabic name for Moses, who is a prophet and messenger in Islam. The name Musa means drawn out of the water, which is a reference to the biblical story of Moses being found as a baby in a basket among the reeds of the Nile River. The name Musa is a popular name in many Muslim-majority countries and is also used by people of other cultures and religions.
The Girama Way. Once upon a time, in the land of the Girama people of the Mijikenda tribe, there lived a man named Kito who was known for his unwavering determination. Kito had a saying that he lived by: perseverance is the key to achievement. This principle was instilled in him from a young age by his grandfather, who was a wise elder of the tribe. Kito's grandfather would often tell him the story of the great Girama warrior, Jomvu, who was determined to reclaim their ancestral lands from the neighboring tribe. Jomvu led his people in a fierce battle that lasted for many moons, but he never gave up hope. Despite the odds against them, Jomvu's perseverance and determination paid off, and they were finally able to reclaim their ancestral lands. Kito took this story to heart and made it his mission to embody the spirit of Jomvu. Throughout his life, Kito faced many challenges and obstacles, but he never lost sight of his goal. He persevered through it all and eventually achieved great success, becoming a respected leader in the Girama community. Kito's story inspired many young Girama men to follow in his footsteps, and they too learned the value of perseverance. They learned that the key to achieving their dreams was to never give up, even in the face of great adversity. They too, like Kito and Jomvu, went on to achieve great things, earning the respect and admiration of their people. And so, the principle of perseverance remains an integral part of the Girama culture, a testament to the power of determination and unwavering spirit. The Girama people continue to live by this principle, always striving towards their goals with perseverance and determination, knowing that the key to their success lies in never giving up. Kito is a name of Swahili origin, which is a Bantu language spoken in East Africa, including Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. Kito means precious or valuable in Swahili, and it is often used as a given name in Swahili-speaking countries. The name Kito is gender-neutral, meaning that it can be given to both boys and girls. It is a name that represents a positive and endearing quality and is often chosen by parents who view their child as a precious gift.
Key number 6. Repetition is the key to familiarity. A wise teacher in the village once said, repetition is the key to familiarity.
It is like the rhythm of the drums. The more you play it, the more familiar it becomes. If you repeat something enough times, you will become familiar with it, and it will become a part of you. So always strive to repeat what you want to learn, and you will become an expert in no time. And the people in the village were known for their mastery of skills learned through repetition. The foundation of tradition. In many African cultures, repetition is an important concept. It is believed that repeating something over and over again is the key to familiarity, and that familiarity is the foundation of tradition, culture, and identity. Repetition can be seen in many aspects of African culture, from the oral traditions of storytelling to the rhythmic beats of drumming and dancing. One example of the importance of repetition can be found in the Yoruba people of Nigeria, who use the talking drum to communicate. The talking drum is a percussion instrument that produces different tones depending on how it is played, and it is used to send messages over long distances. The rhythms and patterns of the drum beats are repetitive and can be heard for miles around, making the message clear and familiar to all who hear it. Another example of repetition can be found in the traditional African textile art of Kent, which originated in Ghana. Kent cloth is made by weaving strips of cloth together. And the patterns and colors of the cloth are repetitive and symmetrical. The colors and patterns used in Kent have specific meanings and are often used to tell stories or convey messages. The repetition of these colors and patterns is a key aspect of the cloth's identity and familiarity. The theme of repetition is also seen in the importance of family and community in African cultures. In many African cultures, the extended family is an important part of daily life, and family members often live and work together. This repeated interaction and shared experience creates a sense of familiarity and belonging that is central to the identity of individuals and communities. African culture also emphasizes the importance of repetition in the context of ritual and ceremony. In many African traditions, rituals and ceremonies are repeated over and over again, creating a sense of familiarity and meaning for participants. For example, in the Okan culture of Ghana, the Adinkra symbols are used in many different ceremonies and rituals, and the repetition of these symbols creates a sense of familiarity and connection to the culture. In conclusion, repetition is a key concept in African culture, and it is believed to be the foundation of tradition, culture, and identity. From the rhythms of drumming and dancing to the patterns of cloth and the importance of family and community, repetition is an essential aspect of African life. Through repetition, Africans create a sense of familiarity, connection, and identity that is passed down from generation to generation.
Adana's quest. The sun rises and sets, day after day, as it has since the beginning of time. The seasons come and go, a cycle of renewal and rebirth. It is a rhythm that is familiar to all, a comfort in its predictability. But there are those who seek to break the cycle, to transcend the boundaries of what is known and familiar. They are the dreamers and the visionaries, the ones who see beyond the horizon. In a small village nestled in the heart of the African savannah, there lived a young girl named Adana. She was a curious child, always asking questions and seeking to understand the world around her. One day, she stumbled upon an old book in the village library. It was a book of myths and legends, filled with stories of gods and goddesses, heroes and villains. As she read, her mind was open to a world of possibility, a world beyond the confines of her village. Adana became obsessed with the stories in the book, reading and rereading them, until they were etched in her mind. She began to see the world in a new way, as a place of endless potential and infinite possibility. As she grew older, Adana's obsession with the stories only grew stronger. She began to see the world around her as a canvas, a place to create something new and beautiful. She dreamed of traveling the world, of meeting new people and experiencing new cultures. But her dreams were met with resistance from those around her. Her parents wanted her to marry and settle down, to live a simple life in the village. They didn't understand her need for adventure and exploration. Despite their objections, Adana refused to give up on her dreams. She continued to read and study, to explore and learn. She became known in the village as the girl who was always asking questions, always seeking knowledge. But her obsession with the stories began to take a toll on her. She became so focused on the world beyond the village that she began to neglect her duties and responsibilities. Her parents grew frustrated with her and began to doubt her ability to lead a meaningful life. One day, Adana met a traveler passing through the village. He was a wise old man, with a kind face and a twinkle in his eye. He saw something special in Adana, something that others had failed to recognize. He took her under his wing, teaching her about the world beyond the village, and the many wonders that lay beyond. He showed her that her dreams were not just a fantasy, but a possibility. For the first time in her life, Adana felt truly alive. She traveled with the old man, seeing sights she had only read about in books. She met people from all walks of life and learned about their customs and traditions. But all good things must come to an end, and the old man eventually had to return to his own life. Adana was heartbroken, but she knew that she could never go back to the life she had lived before. She returned to the village, but things were different now. She had seen too much of the world to go back to her old way of life. She began to teach the other villagers about the world beyond their borders, about the wonders that lay beyond the horizon. At first, they were skeptical, but as they saw the passion and determination in Adana's eyes, they began to believe. They began to dream of a world beyond their village, a world of endless possibility. And so, Adana's passion for knowledge and exploration became a catalyst for change in the village. She had taken a risk, stepping outside the bounds of what was known and familiar, and in doing so, she had opened up a world of possibility. Adana is a name of Igbo origin, which is a language and ethnic group found in Nigeria, West Africa. Adana means her father's daughter in Igbo, and it is often used as a given name among the Igbo people. The name is derived from two Igbo words, Eda meaning first daughter and not meaning father. The name Adana represents a strong cultural identity and is often chosen by parents who want to honor their daughter's position in the family as the firstborn or the first daughter. Adana is a beautiful and meaningful name that is commonly given to girls born into Igbo families.
Repetition keeps. In the depths of time and space, a secret hides, yet not to be misplaced. Repetition, the key to familiarity, an eternal guide for humanity's clarity. In the dance of life, from birth to death, from every beat of heart to every breath, repetition steadies us in every phase, a reliable guide through life's tumultuous maze. In the rhythm of the universe's sway, in the songs that all cultures play, repetition unites us in a cosmic way, in every land, in every night and day. From the ancient drumbeats on the African soil, to the chants of monks in monasteries toil, the repetition echoes through the ages, a connection that humanity engages. In moments of chaos, when all seems lost, repetition keeps us grounded at any cost. It reminds us of the known and the true, and guides us towards a future anew. For when we embrace this timeless art, we find a solace that warms the heart. Let us cherish the familiar and the pure, and reap the rewards that repetition can ensure. Key number 7. Faith is the key to endurance. Faith is the key to endurance is a principle that is deeply rooted in Afro-diasporic cultures. It emphasizes the importance of faith and spiritual connection in helping individuals endure hardship and maintain a sense of resilience and hope. In many Afro-diasporic religions such as Vodou, Candomblé, and Santeria, faith plays a central role in promoting endurance and resilience. The practice of these religions involves building a relationship with the divine and connecting with one's ancestors for guidance and support. This connection to a higher power is believed to provide strength and hope during times of adversity. An African Worldview. From an African worldview, faith is the key to endurance because it provides a foundation for hope, resilience, and perseverance in the face of adversity. Many African cultures emphasize the importance of faith in a higher power and the role it plays in helping individuals endure difficult times. In many African cultures, there is a strong belief in a spiritual realm and a connection between the physical and spiritual worlds. This belief system often includes the idea that trials and tribulations are tests of faith, and that through perseverance and trust in a higher power, individuals can overcome even the most challenging obstacles. For example, in the Yoruba culture of Nigeria, the concept of ASC represents the power of divine energy and the ability of individuals to harness that energy through faith and spiritual practices. In addition, many African cultures value communal support and the idea that individuals are not alone in their struggles. This collective mindset can help individuals endure difficult times by providing a network of support and encouragement. For instance, in the Ubuntu philosophy of Southern Africa, the idea of "I am because we are" emphasizes the interconnectedness of individuals and the importance of community support. This communal mindset can also help individuals maintain their faith during tough times, knowing that they are not alone in their struggles. Overall, from an African worldview, faith is the key to endurance because it provides a sense of hope, resilience, and perseverance in the face of adversity. Through spiritual practices and communal support, individuals can draw on their faith to endure difficult times and emerge stronger on the other side.
Kofi's community. In the land of the Dogon, there lived a young boy named Kofi. Kofi was known throughout the village for his courage and adventurous spirit. He loved exploring the nearby hills and valleys, and he often wandered far from the safety of the village. One day, while Kofi was out on a solo trek, he came across a steep cliff. Kofi was determined to climb the cliff, but as he began to scale the rocky face, he lost his grip and fell to the bottom. His leg was badly injured, and he was unable to walk. Kofi lay there for days, unable to move. He was surrounded by the sounds of the savannah, but he felt alone and afraid. But Kofi was not alone. The people of the village had been searching for him, and they eventually found him at the bottom of the cliff. Despite his injury, Kofi never lost faith. He knew that with the help of his community, he could overcome his situation. The villagers gathered around Kofi, and they worked together to create a stretcher to carry him back to the village. When they arrived, the village healer tended to Kofi's wounds, and the community gathered around him to offer their support. They brought him food, played music, and told stories to keep his spirits up. With the help of his community, Kofi's faith in his own abilities grew stronger. He refused to be defeated by his injury, and he worked tirelessly to regain his strength. Over time, Kofi's leg healed, and he was able to walk again. Kofi's journey taught the people of the village that faith in oneself and in one's community can be a powerful tool for endurance. By staying connected to his community and never losing faith, Kofi was able to overcome the challenges he faced and emerge stronger on the other side. The lesson of Kofi's story is that when we have faith in ourselves and our communities, we can endure even the most difficult trials. We are never truly alone, and with the support of those around us, we can achieve great things. Kofi is a name of Okan origin, which is a language and ethnic group found in Ghana, West Africa. Kofi means a born on Friday in Akan, and it is often given to boys born on a Friday. In many Akan cultures, it is customary to name a child after the day of the week on which they were born, then Kofi is the name given to a boy born on Friday. Kofi is a popular given name in many West African countries, particularly in Ghana, and it is also used by people of African descent around the world.
The drought's test of faith. The sun blazed down on the African plain as the animals scampered, danced, and played, giraffes, zebras, lions, and monkeys, all living their lives in harmony. But beneath the surface, all was not well, for the animals were in the midst of a spell, a curse that had befallen their home, a drought that left them thirsty and alone. The giraffe spoke first, with a voice so deep.
Friends, we must have faith, we cannot weep. For it is faith that will see us through, and help us find the water that is true.
The zebra nodded, with a flick of its mane.
Faith is key, and it's not in vain, for in faith, we find the strength to endure, and we will find water, of that I am sure.
The monkey swung in, with a grin on its face.
Faith is like a wild and crazy race. But we must have it, if we're to succeed, and find the water we so desperately need.
The lion roared, with a fierce and mighty sound.
Faith is not something that can be bound, for it lives within us, in our hearts and souls, and it will guide us to our waterhole.
And so, the animals set out with faith in their hearts, and they searched and searched, in every part of the dry and dusty African plain, until at last, they found their water again. They rejoiced and danced and drank to their fill, for faith had shown them the way, with skill, and they knew that they could endure anything, with faith as their guide, and love as their wing. For faith is the key to endurance, it's true, and in it, we find the strength to see things through. So let us have faith, and believe in the power of endurance, that will last us every hour. Phinehas on faith. In the land of the great savannah, there lived a wise elder by the name of Phinehas. Phinehas was revered by his people for his wealth of knowledge and his deep understanding of the ways of the world. He was often sought out for guidance and advice, and many traveled from far and wide to hear him speak. One day, a young man by the name of Kwame approached Phinehas with a heavy heart.
Elder,
He said,
that I am struggling with the challenges of life. I am tired and I feel like giving up. How can I find the strength to endure?
Phinehas replied,
My child, the key to endurance is faith. When you have faith, you have the strength to carry on even in the face of adversity. Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a great drought that lasted for many years. The land was barren and the people were starving. One day, a young boy set out on a journey to find water. He walked for days and days, and as he walked, he became more and more tired. Just as he was about to give up, he saw a tree in the distance. When he reached the tree, he saw that there was a bird's nest in the branches, and in the nest there was a single egg. The boy knew that the egg was his only chance for survival, so he took it and held it close to his chest. As he walked, he felt the egg move, and he knew that there was life inside. He knew that if he could protect the egg and keep it warm, it would hatch into a bird that could guide him to water. And so, the boy walked on, holding the egg close to his chest, and he had faith that it would hatch. He endured hunger and thirst, heat and cold, and he never gave up. And finally, after many days, the egg hatched into a beautiful bird, which led the boy to a hidden well where he found water.
Phinehas finished his story and looked at Kwame.
My child,
He said,
the boy in this story had faith that the egg would hatch, and his faith gave him the strength to endure. Similarly, in life, when we have faith, we have the strength to endure even in the face of great challenges.
W.E.B. Du Bois, in his own words, once said, faith is an aptitude of the spirit. It is, in fact, a talent. You must be born with it. In African culture, faith is not just a belief in a higher power, but also a belief in oneself, one's community, and one's culture. It is a source of strength and resilience in the face of hardship and adversity. As the story of the boy and the bird illustrates, when we have faith, we can endure even the most difficult of circumstances, and we can emerge stronger and wiser for it. Phinehas is a name of Hebrew origin, and it appears in the Bible as the name of a high priest of Israel who played an important role in maintaining the worship of God. The name Phinehas means the Nubian or the Ethiopian in Hebrew, and it is derived from the Hebrew word pinchas, which means dark-skinned. The name Phinehas is often associated with loyalty, zeal, and faithfulness, as the biblical Phinehas was praised for his devotion to God and his willingness to stand up for what is right. The name Phinehas is still used by some Jewish families today, as well as by some Christian families who appreciate its biblical origins and the virtues associated with it.